Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Let's take a look at the release day prices of Paradise Dragona, which released today, September 13th in Japan, which is going to make up our first half of Surging Spark. So we kind of get an idea of what the top chase cards are going for. Obviously doesn't translate dollar for dollar in English, but at least you get an idea what the top most valuable cards will be. Alright, let's take a look at the illustration rares. In Japanese, these only go for a couple dollars, less than $5. Most of the time. They're guaranteed like 3 or 4 in a pack or in a booster box, so it's easier to pull there since the sets are smaller. But these are the ones I'm okay with. Execute is fun, Venice Beach vibes, Vibrava, I think is the name. Flygon's middle stage, so a lot of middle stage Pokemon really get a lot of love in the Scarlet Violet era, so that's cool to see. Some Titan cards kind of plain, but it's okay. And Rufflet's evolution form, what is it? I don't even know the name. I'm pretty bad with evolution names sometimes for the modern Pokemon, but that card's okay. That's okay. These are okay illustration rares for me. Now, the bad thing is, if you're not an Applin fan, its evolution line has gotten a lot of love in this set, in this era. It's got the whole evolution line, SIR to illustration rares. Does Applin? Oh, Applin also even has the illustration. I should have included that in this slide. It does have one. I forgot. It was the whole tree and it was the single one that singled out. But yeah, the pot pie looking picking apples is fun. The prehistoric, I don't know their names. See, I don't even know these Pokemon. I just knew it was hard to find in Scarlet and Violet because it was one of those tricky Pokemon to catch. But yeah, if you're a fan of it, great. If you're not, unfortunately, this is the dragon that they decided to feature a full evolution line of with art rares. Next up, we got a few Pokemons that I am just not a fan of. Therefore, I don't really care to collect these. Liking Pokemon is one of the big things about which Pokemon cards you want to collect. These ones I just don't care for. And the Bruxish, it looks like a carbon copy of Luminion's alt art, and the Luminion is a much better looking version of it. Now we get to the ones I do like. I really like this Castform. It stuck out, and it's a very bright, colorful card. Usually I'm not a big fan of colorful cards, but this one, you know, they did justice to Castform, who doesn't get a lot of love in the TCG, I think. Now this Armory is a very intimidating bird. Like metallic chrome finish, looks heavy, looks like it's made out of steel, which is really cool. Yeah, this was one of the coolest art rares I've seen in a while, to be honest. It really stuck out as soon as I saw it. I'm glad they saved it as one of the last reviews because it's a really cool looking card. It'd be pretty cool to have this in my collection. Now this Latios art rare, if it was an illustration rare in English, it would not be $7. So always get your art rares in Japanese if you want to save money. You're just collecting the art. You're not really using it in the TCG, so the language does not matter. It's the artwork and the price that matters to me when I'm collecting Pokemon cards, so there's an option. But in English, I expect this card to be one of the top most expensive illustration rares because it goes with the Latias, which is the SIR in this collection. Illustration rares are kind of getting up there in price because you're seeing Stellar Crown release day prices of the Squirtle and Bulbasaur at like $30, $50, $40. And you got Groudon sitting at 50, hit a high 60, Eevee's at 50. So a lot of fan favorite Pokemon in the first 3 generations, the OG 1-geners who collect, will pay a premium for the nostalgic Pokemon. So I expect this card to be much more expensive in English. Now we get to the SIRs in this set. Archaludon going for $30. Again, not a big fan of this Pokemon. Objects as Pokemon is not a thing I'm really a fan of versus, you know, animal, beast type of things as Pokemon is what my comfort is in liking Pokemon designs, I guess. I don't expect this card to be very expensive in English when it comes out. Duraludon doesn't really get much love as alt art anyways from the Sword and Shield era. And we got Alola and Exeggutor going for $38. I'm glad they threw the ugly Terra Crown on a Pokemon most people don't care for. So good thing they didn't throw it on a Pokemon we like Latios or Latias. Otherwise that would just ruin that Pokemon card for us. So there you go, $38 for a card. Mostly probably won't be collected. Now we have the most expensive Pokemon card in the set, which is the Latias SIR, going for $95 on release day price. I expect this to drop a little more, maybe down to $70, $60. Because that's how much Greninja was going for after release day price high. So right now in Japanese, it's probably a $100 card for Greninja, but at first it did drop to $65-ish. So that's what I expect this one to drop to. Hopefully, so I can pick up this card in Japanese. Because in English, I think this card is going to be crazy expensive upon release. Latias are big fan favorites. People remember that heart card, the Sun and Moon heart card, the Lovebird card, going for $1,000. So this is like their opportunity to get into the secondary option, right? So I expect this card to be maybe the top chase card in the Scarlet Violet era because it pairs with the Latios. And you're going to want both, so that's why I expect the Latios as an art rare or illustration rare to be one of the more pricier illustration rares, because just these two together are always going to be sold as a pair if possible. People are going to pick up as a pair just to make their life easier, so that's going to fetch a premium. Other cards that I do like in this set is this full art Black Hiram, $8 right now in Japanese. Most full arts don't go for a lot at all, but this one's really cool. It reminds me of the game cover, so I think that's the Easter egg that they went for. Next, we have the trainer cards, 2 of them in this set. Drayton going for $28. I don't know anything about these trainers, to be honest, so I'm not going to comment much outside of what they're going for. And the top chase card in this set is $220 for the waifu card, which is usually the case in Japanese sets, but it will not be the same over here in English. In English, I expect the Latios and Latias to be the more valuable cards in this set. I think overall, Paradise Dragona is a really good set. You got 2 quality chase cards in the waifu card and the Latias, and the art rare for the Latios. So that's the quality cards I would like. Good chase cards for me. I would probably pick up this set. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to pick up a booster box or just pick up singles. But I think overall in English, this so far is a good half, right? This one is going to be combined with the October set to make our Surging Spark, which is coming out in November. So to be honest, if we already got 2 good chase cards in Latios and Latias, and maybe the trainer card, that's a good half already. Imagine, you get a Pikachu art rare, SIR, and some other Terra Pokemon, whatever they're going to choose to include it, some electric Pokemon, maybe a Zekrom. I think overall it's going to be a very strong set, because I think in my eyes, a Latias pair, people are going to think of that $1,000 chase card that is the Lovebird card. So I think people are going to get excited for this set to close the year. Even though, personally for me, I'm not a big fan of Terra Pokemon, and I'm afraid they're going to include a lot of Terra-type Pokemon in the news in the second half. So I think Scarlet and Violet will have a new chase card, a big chase card. Will it surpass Greninja? I think it has a good shot. I think we have another $100 plus card in the Latias, because it's the SIR. Latios, because it's an illustration rare, it probably won't hit $100, but again, it's going to be $50 plus in my eyes. Top chase cards are always going to be legendary or starter Pokemon, or Gen 1 Pokemon. So this one has a good chance to being a new top chase card in Scarlet and Violet era. So let me know what your thoughts are on the first half of the set, if you're excited for the second half. I will leave a link in the description if you want to go pick up anything on eBay. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.